Shady, you got a son, obviously. You played ball, obviously, man. Just what was your reaction when you saw LeBron and Bronny sharing the court? It was crazy.
First of all, young Shady had strip fumble sack.
There you go.
And he had a pick. So hold on.
There you go.
We might have some hope.
You gonna come out of retirement when he get okay.
Coming out. You know what's cool though? Like God is truly good though, right? Just think about LeBron James' path. He goes from Akron, Ohio. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Akron, but it ain't really much there. And the goal is to get in the league, right? He gets there, right? And he's everything and more than what we wanted. He's one of the best of all time. And then he has a son, right? His firstborn. And now he's in the pros with his dad. Like, you know how special that is? You got to beat the odds to even get to the NBA or NFL. And then you get there and then your son's going too. So that's a great feeling. And all the way, my team, my Warriors, right? Yeah. Give us some respect on that. Because we passed up LeBron. They said we want to take right, but the respect of LeBron James, we said, you know what, we want you, but we not going to give you to the Lakers. So shout out to the James family for sure.
Man, this really touched my heart. Now I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Like from a vulnerable perspective, seeing LeBron James Sr. and Bronny share the court was one of the most special things I've ever seen in the history of sports. Keep in mind, LeBron didn't have a relationship with his own father. So you don't have a relationship with your own father and you say, you know what, I'm going to nix that generational issue right here, right now. Not only am I going to have a relationship with my son, I'm going to have such a strong relationship with my son that my son will too exceed at the highest level. And now I will share in the greatness. I will bask in the greatness with my son. LeBron didn't have a relationship with his father. And now his son, who shares his name, LeBron James Jr., not only shares his name, shares the court at the same time with him. Contextualizing this for myself personally, I think of some of the greatest moments that transcend sports. It's not about winning or losing. I remember when Kirk Gibson, he hit that walk-off home run, pinch hit it in the 1988 World Series. I remember when Serena, she won the Australian Open while pregnant. I remember it was Jim Redmond who helped his son in the 1992 Olympics cross the finish line in the 400 meters. And then I remember Kobe's 60-point game in the final game of his career. And now LeBron and Bronny Jr. sharing the court at the same time for the first time. These are transcendent sports moments for me. This was another one of them, James.
Yeah. So as I was watching it, because leading up to Bronny getting drafted, we had a bunch of topics on this, right? Should the Lakers draft him? Did he make it there himself? And everybody had mixed feelings, mixed emotions on what they should do. Oh, don't draft Bronny. And I was kind of one of them ones like, man, you know, you shouldn't pass up on another. I sat back and I said, and I seen them two dudes' jersey, and I said, this what it was all for, dog. Like, this is special, man. And I have two boys. And not only did LeBron earn this, you have been in the league for 20-plus years playing at the highest level. Like, my man is in the NBA for 20-something years, and people still can argue if he's the best player in the world. So you have earned the right to play with your son on the basketball court. And I was watching, and I said, man, this is special. And I kind of put myself in the shoes like, I don't even know how I would react if my son ran out there at receiver, and I ran out there at the X, and he ran out there at the Z. I don't even know how I feel. That is a special moment, and I was watching it like, we are never going to see this again. We not. We are never going to see what we just witnessed with a father and son trotting out there on the basketball court. Again, not in our lifetime.
It definitely had me in my feelings a little bit because I contextualize it myself, and I say, I have a 7-year-old son and 2 daughters, and I'm the flag football coach for my son. And we are no longer defeated. We had lost every game this year. And I'm the head coach, so I took it like some type of way, right? And we actually won our first game this past week. And I just remember as a dad, forget about as a coach, but as a dad, how much pride I had in watching my son go out there. He pulled like one of the flags to win the game. Can you imagine? That's a flag football in San Diego County. Can you imagine walking out there onto the court for the first time? Forget about that. It's preseason.
Special.
And you are with your son. Think about how much sacrifice LeBron James has given up for his son. He could not be at any one of those practices. He tries to get to games, and then you go out there, you try to be a supportive dad. You said he didn't have a relationship with his father. You try to change it generationally, and then Bronny goes out there, and you get to walk out there with your son saying, I missed so many practices. I missed so many games for this reason right here. And then from Bronny's perspective, think about what you got to live up to, one of the greatest of all times. right? And then you're just like excited to get drafted. You're excited to make your point on this world, and you go out and say like, I get to do it with my pops.
Man.
And I think about my son's Preston. I think, man, like that'd be amazing if Preston was able to do it. I'm getting excited about flag football. We're talking about NBA right here.
That's
And it's a matter of just like, having children, man. I think like the one of the biggest fears I have is like not setting my kids up for success, right? It's like I did all this stuff in my career, but if I don't take care of them and make sure they solid, I was a failure. And when you look at LeBron James, like he can say actually in the moment, like, yo, I really set not only my family, but my son, my firstborn. Yeah. And his legacy's gonna live on. Like, yo, I got my son in the league, though. That's a great feeling, man. Like, I want to cry right now just thinking about it.
I don't see how you can watch this moment and hate on Bron.
No.
I don't care how it was done.
See, this is why I love Bron for these type of things.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like this is special, man. Like I said, when I was watching it, I'm like, and like I said, having 2 boys and just imagine, I'm like, this is special. This was big time by Bron. Right?
Imagine the flex though, real quick. Like we have arguments with like the Suns. Me and the Suns we playing, or let's say it's the Eagles, or not Eagles, the Sixers.
Yeah.
Dog, my son playing like little boy. Look, man. Are you my son? Yeah. Yo, bring Ron in the game. That's a flex though.
Yeah, that's.
Man, look, I'm the only one up here, obviously, without children. Only one up here without a son. There is no revelation. Let me ask y'all. Let me defer. Obviously, I know what I know in this life. I also know what I don't know. Shady, let me start with you. Like, you did a lot in your career. Rushed for over 10,000 yards, 15,000 all-purpose when you include receiving, won some Super Bowls, et cetera. Now you're on TV. You do construction. You work. But would you suggest that, like, your son, your children, your son is what you do it all for? Like, how do I put in perspective or help me understand, the one up here without kids, like, what you're doing it all for? Every yard, every real estate development, every time you wake up at 5 to come to the show, like, is that what you're doing it for?
For sure. You know, it's funny, like, playing football has helped me experience different things, seeing things I would never have seen if I didn't play. Right, I'll be honest and say that. Meeting different friends that I never would meet if I didn't play ball, right? More successful friends. And it's funny how, like, I watch how their families was brought up. Like, the grandfather, right, he did whatever, let's say the business was, I don't know, whatever it was, right? And then it passes down to his son, and then the kid, now I'm old enough to see, like, dang, your grandfather's grandfather set your whole family up.
Yeah.
So now, as a kid, if you're 6 years old, you don't know what's going on, but you look on the wall and you see Notre Dame, right? The degree from Notre Dame, right? Every household you go to, grandpops, your dads.
Yeah.
So if I'm 6 and 7 years old, not even knowing what the heck Notre Dame really is, I heard the name, eventually I'm gonna go to Notre Dame. Let's say the business is real estate. So if I'm a 6-year-old learning real estate since I've been a kid, when I get older, eventually I'm taking over the business. I look at my son, so some of the things I'm happy about is, like, when I hang out with him and his friends, and he can't see it as much, but his friends ask one of these football questions. Yeah. And then now my son's asking football questions. It's like, now they know who I really am. Yeah. And then we go to the real estate stuff. When I'm building these things up, I bring my son on the sites.
No doubt.
Like, yo,
That's awesome.
I'm not gonna talk about it, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah.
And then eventually you're gonna take over this business. So things like that really touch me, because it's like, and I had a good dad, right? My dad was a hard worker. He taught me that. But he didn't have all, like, the finer things, right? So I had to go get it. Well, my son now, I'm showing you all the finer things. All you gotta do is go work to go get it. So it's like, it's not just words, right? It's actually, okay, my dad showed me the blueprint. Now I gotta go out there and do it.
Yeah, for me, though, I mean, the way I growing up homeless, everything I did was for my wife and my kids. Like, my mindset was they'll never experience the things that I experienced. So I used to always I didn't miss a lot of games when I played, but I used to always have this little agreement with Dr. McKenzie, because he'd be like, JJ, you tore your PCL, bro. You cannot go out there a week later. And I always used to tell him, I have people to feed, man. My kids is dependent on me, Doc. And if I could see my wife push a baby out, I could play with a PCL. I'm telling you that right now, dog. If I could see my wife push a baby out, I could play with broken ribs, Doc. I'm telling you that now. So whatever you talking about, unless you're finna take my cleats, my pads, my uniform, and helmet, I have people to feed. They dependent on me, dog, and they will not experience the things that I experience if I have something to do with it, hurt or not. And that's how I played the game and approached the game, so I can make sure that they will never go through what their dad went through.
I think for me, love is spelled Time.
Yes, sir.
Time spent. And so I can do all this stuff. I can do all this. I can show all this. My son, Preston, he means the world to me. So do my daughters. But if I'm not spending time with him, then even what I do or what I don't do, it doesn't matter. He wants to have me, when I come home from this, I get up at 3:15 every morning to drive in from San Diego, right? I'm dead exhausted. I try to pick him up from school. I try to coaches flag football. But ultimately, I try to get on his level when we get home. And I try to play. I try to just play. Like, kids just love to play. That's like time spent. And so this is great, but it just shows how much like life matters, right? It's like about your kids. It's about your family. And you're doing this for the success of your kids.
Yeah, powerful. Thank y'all for sharing that with me. I'm gonna keep asking. Maybe one day if I do have kids, I'm gonna call.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you think you work hard now? Wait till you have these babies, man. You gonna be on Fox Big Noon. I seen you Arizona game. I like Acho still on TV. It's midnight.
Just
wait till you have them babies.
Look, I want to brag to my son about this game he had, and all he want to talk about is how his relationship issues he's having. I'm like,
you get it from his dad. Apple, tree.
Get it from his dad.
Apple,
I done had them problems.
Tree, apple, don't fall far.
So-
y'all know
she's
the
she's
saying.
not sitting with me at lunch anymore. I'm thinking like, what did I do wrong?
Y'all know the
Like,
saying. What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.